I recorded this video 3 months ago. I want to share part of it with you. I want to have a conversation, and please stick with me because this conversation is going somewhere. I remember talking to my mom back when she was still alive, and I asked her the question, when is a black life valuable? Is it more valuable when they're killed by a black person, or is it more valuable when they're killed by a white police officer or a white person? And my mom said, it's a life. Any life that's lost, it's a loss. They're valuable regardless of who killed them. And I agree with that. But it seemed like in the black community, they only get upset when a black person is killed by either a white person or a white police officer. And then they, want to protest. They want to have all this stuff going on when that energy should be the same when an innocent person is getting killed, regardless of who the killer is. I have always spoken about how the black community is being destroyed, the black household, the black family, and it's mainly been destroyed from within. I'm not saying there's outside forces that's not helping to destroy the black family, but it's also coming from within. I do not like the things that I see happening, especially with children. I'm always advocating for children, regardless if it's trafficking kids or just them dying at a young age. It's just not right. And I just want to share a video with you.
Over 600 innocent young children have been murdered in the inner cities of our country since 2020.
An incredibly violent holiday weekend in Chicago.
Dave, police are still looking for leads after 7-year-old Natalia Wallace was shot in the forehead.
On the 4th of July of 2020, Nathan Wallace was returning from the grocery store when his life changed forever. His 7-year-old daughter, Natalie, had been playing with her siblings outside of her grandmother's house when gang members sprayed the streets with bullets. Natalie was struck in the head and rushed to the hospital where she was later pronounced dead.
She was playing by the tree. So, she liked to sing, like the Frozen song. See him watch the movie and sung it so many times. I think I know the words. It's just the innocence in her, I guess. The last thing I can remember now that kind of haunts me a little bit is one time she asked to see a movie before the incident that happened. And I was so tired from work, and I'm like, baby, we got time, and we didn't have time. It hurts me that my youngest daughter is no longer here, that is 7 years old, that I would not be able to talk to her, hold her, tell her anything, her bedtime stories, anything. Y'all robbed me of that.
It's the third consecutive weekend in Chicago where children have been shot and killed.
It gotta stop. It gotta stop. What the hell are we thinking? If black lives don't matter to us, how in the hell is it supposed to matter to anybody else?
We are super versed on ideological theories. We are trained Marxists.
Well, Marxism is collectivism, and collectivism is a construct that says society is inherently unjust and people should not be punished for crime because they're criminals only because of the injustice of society. So I could never support the organization because Marxism, in my view, is antithetical to freedom. And freedom, in my view, is what has allowed Americans of every background to thrive.
When you really think about everything that has taken place in the United States, it's obvious that there's an underlying effort to either completely destroy the black community, or just to keep them from progressing, from moving forward. Even when you see that other black people have the agenda of manipulating, um, using mind control or whatever you want to call it, to keep other black people down so they can move forward, but they want to keep the majority in their place. They don't want them to leave the ghettos. They don't want them to leave the projects. They don't want them to live a life free from tragedy, free from having to have that survivor mentality. And it's obvious when you see an organization like Black Lives Matter that was supposed to be for Black people was actually against Black people, was against keeping the family together, keeping men in the household. They was focused about taking men out of the household, which would destroy a family. A family needs both a mother and a father in the household to raise their kids. Women, girls need to see what it is for a young, what they should look for when it comes to having a future husband, or knowing what it is to be around a man that truly loves them unconditionally. And young boys need the same thing, to be around a mother who loves them unconditionally. When they don't have that, they're actually youth raising youth, which is a tragedy because neither one of them know what's really going on, what life is really about. That's why, it's important to have a unity, a household that is together. And you see that they have been trying to destroy it for years. And unfortunately, um, it is taking this long for us to really look at what's going on and see that we need to work together to be successful, work together to build a better community, a safer environment. A lot of things go on in Black communities that no one talks about. When I speak about ex trafficking when it comes to kids, and a lot of times when you see imagery, it's always white kids, but Black kids are that the same thing happening to them. You have teenage boys that are missing, you have teenage girls that are missing, but it's not talked about on the news. So they're being ex trafficked, or they're actually being eliminated for their organs. And things like that is happening in the world, but no one speaks about it because of the skin color of the person that is happening to. So we have to stick together. We have to move forward. It's not about hating other races. It's not about anything else but taking care of home first. It speaks about it in the Bible that a man that doesn't take care of his family is worse than the infidel. It speaks about it in the Bible when it says, take out the plank from your eye before you try to take out the ones in your brother's eye. So, as a community, Black people need to come together and rebuild a community, rebuild the family unit, rebuild what it is to grow up in a safe environment, have a safe environment for the kids. They shouldn't have to worry about other Black kids taking their lives. That shouldn't be that shouldn't even be an option for a child to think about. Is it okay if I go outside and play? Will I be safe? In my own community. But that should be the focus of what needs to be done.
It gotta stop. It gotta stop. What the hell are we thinking? If black lives don't matter to us, how in the hell is it supposed to matter to anybody else?